Welcome back to Big Mouth and welcome to my final chapter reaction of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Yes, I've completed it. It's almost 2 a.m. here in Cyprus. It's nuts. I had an absolutely fabulous time watching this movie, I must say. There will be a full review tomorrow. There's a lot to discuss because that final chapter told me something and he actually got in my head. He's actually pretty much put it into his storytelling that his universe isn't part of the DCEU and actually never was. That's interesting, isn't it? Why do I say that? Well, no, because this is spoilery, isn't it? Should I be spoilery? Right, I'm not going to be spoilery, I'm going to be cryptic. We all know that Amber Heard's mirror does something a little bit different than what she did in James Wan Aquaman movie. I don't think they're the same people, right? In fact, you can even say maybe the Nightmare Future is actually another another universe, another Earth. It might not even be the same Earth. They might be different versions of those characters. But let's just, for argument's sake, say that's not true because that's just going down the rabbit hole, isn't it? Although Zach did tell us we'd have to go down the rabbit hole with him, so who knows? Right, so let's say it's all in the same universe, right? Same trilogy, same characters. So, in Zach's trilogy thus far, his characters, same actors, look the same, but Gal Gadot in BVS and Justice League is not the same Wonder Woman as in those two movies. How about that? How about that? There's nothing in both of her movies, right? There's no mention of any of the characters. I know she kind of is emailing Bruce Wayne, but that could just be another version of Bruce Wayne, right? It's all there. And I think I see it now. You could even, it really is all there. You got, Voco looks slightly different, doesn't he? Mira's got that different thing about her. So there's lots of evidence in the Snyder Cut that already, it's proof that his trilogy doesn't have to have anything to do with the DCEU. And smartly, they couldn't use, no, not smartly, but fortunately, David F. Sandberg couldn't use Henry Cavill in Shazam, but even if he could, it could still be a different universe Superman, just because they look the same. They can look the same from one universe to the other. So that's my little theory, and we're going to talk all about that tomorrow in the full review. Really excited to do that, but I thought that was a brilliant climax. I thought it was very clever what was done. You kind of had two sequences, so you kind of had that bit that they filmed, and I don't want to go into that until tomorrow. Give everyone a chance to catch up and watch it. And of course, in the title of tomorrow's review, it will say spoiler review, so you can avoid it still if you haven't got there. I think most people have. I think most of you who follow me are pretty diehard fans and would have made sure you could watch this movie. But yeah, it's a double scene basically. One set in the Nightmare Future and then back in the present with two characters. And I thought, actually, we had a little cliffhanger, but the way it ended was kind of inspirational. Isn't it funny, right? Someone's going to have to explain this to me. Warner Brothers drove Zack Snyder off this project because his movies are too dark. His Justice League was going to be too dark. So they reshot it, put more colour in it. But I'd say if you put these films together and compared them, that Zack Snyder's Justice League Snyder Cut is more inspirational and happy and positive than Joss Whedon's one. I'm not saying Joss Whedon's one is a dark one. It's just a clumsy, horrible mess. Zack Snyder's Justice League literally gave Jeff Johns and Sugihara everything they wanted and so much more. What were they actually worried about? The dark side stuff was amazing. Steppenwolf was amazing, right? It worked. The film worked. It's pleasing so many people out there, right? So I'm very surprised. And actually, as I was just speaking to you about that, I was thinking something. I know it's very, very random. What do I do now when I'm rewatching these films? Do I just rewatch Man of Steel, BVS, and Zack Snyder's Justice League Snyder Cut, or do I watch them all together? it's all very confusing. I mean, Zach has mentioned an Elseworld before, but as you can see, I'm so satisfied with this. It's really, really good. Now, I'm going to be honest about my whole thing. I'm not going to say that this is my favourite DC movie or even my favourite DCEU movie. I think that has to. I think out of Man of Steel or BVS, they're still my favourite DCEU movies. But this is a really great comic book movie, and I think I'm going to have to let my opinion breathe on that. Just to be clear, I loved it. You know, I'm so happy and I'm so content with it. It's everything and more that I imagined it to be. There was things in there that I didn't think we would see. So I am hugely satisfied by it, hugely. But I'm not all of a sudden going to be reactive and say it's my favourite DC movie, my favourite movie of all time, my favourite comic book movie. No. I've seen so many wonderful movies, and I think we'll do a kind of countdown one day, and we'll see where Zack Snyder's Justice League counts for me. But I'm not going to be reactive and put it on the top of my list because I think that's unfair from the films that I've watched through my childhood, through my adulthood. There's so many great movies there. And so just amazing. I must speak about the music. The music was absolutely, the score by Tom Hokenberg, Junkie XL, was absolutely sensational. The Justice League thing, when I first heard the kind of, whatever it's called now, something to war power, whatever it's called, right? I thought, this is the theme, is it? I'm not sure. I can't get it out of my head now. It's such a heroic theme. It's amazing, right? It's funny. Look, we look at the Avengers theme, for example, right? This has gone along those lines and taking it a step further. It's sensational. So the score's fucking amazing. The whole film's amazing. And the chapters, it being in chapters, really worked for me today because there was no way I could watch a 4-hour film all the way through. Not today. And I wanted to do the chapter reactions. Not that they're getting many views because I think people are avoiding spoilers. But I thought I'd do it. So it's been a lot of fun. Now, the journey's been long. It's been a 4-year journey, but the fight we won the battle, but the war has only just begun. Because there's two things we have to do now. Mainly restore the Snyderverse. But not enough of us are hashtagging release the air cut. And I need to do some videos about that and discuss it more because I think we've all been sidetracked by Zack Snyder's Justice League Snyder Cut, which is very understandable. And this film is going to be discussed so much more, especially by me in my full spoiler review tomorrow. So look out for it. Comment down below, like, share and subscribe. And I think tonight we can go to bed, or if it's during the day or whatever, but tonight I can go to bed knowing that Zack Snyder's Justice League is everything I imagined and so much more. And by the way, before I go, Jared Leto, Ben Affleck in that Nightmare Future scene, amazing. They clearly couldn't do it together because of COVID, and you can see that. But the acting kind of brought you back into the moment, and it really worked. And I think people are going to be surprised about how much they liked Jared Leto's Joker in that sequence. Now, I liked him in Suicide Squad. I know, not a lot of people don't, but I've never had an issue. But for a lot of people, this is going to be Jared Leto's redemption as Joker, and they're going to want to see more. So hopefully we do. So remember to comment down below, like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow for that full spoiler review of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Night, night. See you again soon.